Hello YouTube, Bungalow Craig here. Wanted to do a huge Grail, just a quick Grail update of what I got, and I'm so glad I did for such a good price. I got this really cheap, and if you don't know, let me introduce it to you. No, it's an ad back. So I've been wanting one of these for a little while now, and it's just nice to have one in my collection. And I paid a low price for this. That they usually go into the thousands and thousands of dollars, but I did not pay anywhere near that. But let me go over it. I mean, of course, there are some problems with it, of course, and you could probably see why I got it kind of low. But, I mean, those don't even come near for what, especially having the ad back itself. So, let me show you the back here. This is why they call it the ad back. Now let me pan up to it. Other fine albums of significant interest. Of course, Vee-Jay. And you can see all the, try to go slowly here, the albums on the back cover, which is really cool. You can also find this on the sleeve. So, and I'll go into like the story of what happened here. So, that's the back cover. Here's the label. So it looks like it's the first pressing, of course, but it's the second variation. So, and it says "Let Me Do" on the bottom there. So, of course, this is the ad back. So what the cool story is, just to kind of relate a little bit with what Bruce Spizers' book, if any of you have it, it goes through this piece by piece about the ad back and the Beatles on Vee-Jay. It's the songs, picture, stories, and of the fabulous Beatles on Vee-Jay Records. So, but what happened was these first slicks were made by Coburn Company. And what happened was Vee-Jay did not, the Coburn Company came into the picture around 1959. And they started making slicks for Vee-Jay, and they kept making slicks, and in June 1963 they stopped making slicks for Vee-Jay because Vee-Jay did not pay them the money that they had. They had like a back fee of $50,000 or something like that, if I remember right. So, but Vee-Jay had these slicks. Coburn and Company made over 6,000 slicks. And the way you can tell it's a Coburn slick, because it's not just an ad back that it'll be on a blank back as well. But as you can tell, it has a printed in USA in the corner here. That is a dead giveaway. It's a Coburn slick. And they just didn't do the Beatles. Coburn just didn't do the Beatles they also did the Four Seasons. Big Girls Don't Cry. And they had a bunch of other ones, which I wouldn't mind getting. But as you can see, you can tell that it's a Coburn slick, and Coburn and Company, by the printed in USA in the corner, lower left-hand corner. It's going to be obviously vertical or horizontal. But what happened, they said nope, they weren't going to make any more because they didn't pay them the money. So they stopped making the slicks. And then Vee-Jay decided not to put this album out because their first single that they went out, this one, did not do very well. And this is, of course, Please Please Me, Vee-Jay 498 with the 2T Beatles. If you see the notice there, it's the Beatles with the 2 T's. Sorry for the shaky camera. And if you want, you can take a look at this. I have another video on it. But what happened, since that record didn't do very well, Vee-Jay did not want to put out the next Beatle album. So they just kept the slicks. And then, of course, Please Please Me flopped. From Me to You flopped. Swan on She Loves You flopped. And what they did was, of course, they heard about it from Capitol. Capitol signed the Beatles, and I Want to Hold Your Hand was coming out. And they said, well, we got to get on this gravy train. So what happened was they said they had, we have 6,006 made. We can have this album out in in a couple of days. So all the slicks after that, because this is a Coburn slick, the slicks that don't have that printed in USA, according to Bruce Spizers, were probably made by Ivy Hill Company, Ivy Hill Lithograph Company or Corporation. So they did not make those slicks, and that's the way you can tell if it's slick, because they will have, like I was saying before, it will have ad backs. All ad backs are made by Coburn Company, because it has that printed in USA. But only a very few are blank backs and that have that printed in USA, that have nothing on the back. So, but it's really quite interesting to see this and have one in my collection finally. I love the ad back. I have to tell you a quick story. When I was a kid, I was getting into the Beatles, and my father took me to a record store, and we found, like, I already had the Introducing the Beatles, because my mother had it as a kid, or when she was a kid. And I went to the bin, and I found an Introducing the Beatles, and I showed it to my dad, and my dad's like, "Oh, just put that back." And lo and behold, it was an ad back for like $5. And I had no idea what was going on. I said, "Oh yeah, you're probably right. I already have one, so it doesn't matter." So it kind of comes around full play. I didn't pay $5 for this, but I did pay really, really low number. And it is beat up. It is, John Lennon, which is funny, in the front of it. John Lennon looks like a pirate. So I told my wife he is doing this interpretation of Long John and the Silver Beatles. So, but really quite cool. I wanted to share it to you and show you the ad back and see what you guys thought and think. I mean, I love to have this in my collection. I am going to do one that shows all the Vee-Jay albums minus the blank back. I don't know if I'm going to get one of those or not, but I don't think anybody's done that before. So one of my next videos, I'm going to show all the covers and kind of go over the history with it, as kind of like what I did right now, but a little bit more in detail. So yeah, tell me what you think. Give me a comment, subscribe, let me know what you think of this great find. Get your thoughts and feelings of the ad back itself. Maybe even show your Introducing the Beatles. I know there was a thread before about it, but hey, this is a good time to do it again. So show them all away. Give me your thoughts and feelings and subscribe. Take care. Peace.